Easley here from Texas Art and Soul, and
Pixie Easley, her daughter, and Blue, our amazing dog.
now we are excited today to share with you how to create your very own wood art using vinyl cutouts. Now we are going to be creating, I'm going to do a mermaid. Always be yourself. Unless you can be a mermaid, then always be a mermaid.
And I'm doing an always be yourself unless you can be a unicorn, then always be a unicorn with a little unicorn stencil bit.
So make sure you watch all of our steps. We're going to show you step by step how to do this using a US cutter and some tricks and tips that we have here today. So let's begin.
Alrighty.
Okay, so what we have here is some pine that I got from a local Lowe's or Home Depot store, and I actually bought it double this size and had them cut it for me, so I didn't even have to use the saw. Sometimes when I do paint parties and I do wood parties like this, I will cut all of it ahead of time, but if not, if you're just making one or two projects, just have them at Lowe's or Home Depot cut it for you. So what are you going to do for your background?
I'm just doing plain black.
So she's going to do plain black to make it look like
a night sky because mine has stars and a moon.
Nice. Okay, and I'm going to do mine with a General Finishers. It's actually a glaze effect. So again, if you're doing this and you're teaching several people, it dries really quick. And all I do is take one of the big brushes, and then I'm just going to go paint it like a fence, basically, just up and down. And if I want it to be a little lighter, I'll dip in some water, and then it can kind of flow a little better. All right, and what are you doing?
Again,
You want to show them?
Sure. I am painting mine with pure black, just so it looks like a night sky. And it's kind of like a night unicorn, which is really cool because you get to use all cool colors like purples and blues and greens. It's really cool.
Alright, so after I get mine painted kind of how I want it, I'm going to take a baby wipe and just wipe off some of the edges. So maybe I want some areas to be lighter, so I can take my baby wipe and just kind of dab on there where I want it to be. Now let's say I take off too much and I don't want that much off. I might go back on with my paintbrush, dab a little more. Maybe I want my edges to be a little darker, make it look like worn out wood. Worn out? Worn out.
Worn out wood.
Is it worn out?
I think so.
Okay.
Blueprint.
Alright, like that. You can either tell your guest, or if you're just doing this for yourself at home, go fix some tea, have a little snack. What is it?
Cupcakes!
Cupcakes are always good. But when I'm at a painting party, I usually like to just let people kind of talk, or I might have something I want to talk about during the paint party. And then you can also do a blow dry. So if it's taking a little bit longer than you expect, use a blow dryer, hit it for just a couple minutes, and it'll be dry.
Oh, and I found a really easy way to get it to like, if you have it to where it's like almost dry, just take your dry brush and go over it. It really helps.
That's
it like smooths it out even more so that it dries quicker.
Good
it's
tip,
like
Pixie.
Yeah.
So dry
I've been
brush.
using that for fun.
Yeah, it does. It takes off the moisture.
Yeah.
Huh. All right. We're going to let this dry and we'll be right back. Okay, so now your board is dry. Hopefully you had a cupcake and tea break like we did. And what you're going to do now is take your giant vinyl that you already cut out on your US cutter, and you're going to cut it into pieces like I did. Now the reason I recommend doing this is because it's easier to put all of your stencil on there, because that's the trickiest part, is making sure you put your stencil on there correctly. So as Pixie cuts those out, she's going to kind of lay them on her board kind of where she wants them. That way they're ready to be taken off. And then I'm going to show you a little quick tip for taking this off. So let's say I'm going to take the always. I'm going to peel the back part first, okay? It's like you're going to put a sticker on your car. So I use my fingernails. If you don't have a fingernail, find a friend with a fingernail or somebody that can help you with this part. And I'm pulling the back part off, kind of like contact paper. And when I pull it off, I usually work with a friend. This time I'm going to do it alone because I've had lots of practice. And I'm just going to be pulling that back. But as things try to move, which they will, they'll try to stick, I just pull it back on there. So as my letters try to fight me, I'm going to fight back. And again, this part takes just a little bit of time, but it's totally worth it. Okay, so now I have the back part of always taken off. So now that I have that taken off, I'm going to hold it, make sure all my letters are in there how I want them, and then I'm going to place it on my board.
Okay, so on mine, this is like way too big, and so what I'm going to do is I'm just cutting around it to make it smaller.
Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah, that will really help too.
To make it fit.
Okay, so now that I have my always stuck to my board, this is the very beginning of this, I'm going to use my squeegee and kind of push down. Now if you don't have a squeegee available, you can use a credit card, you can use an old debit card, a license, or even the end of a paintbrush. And you're just pushing down. And then just like a sticker you would use, that you would put on your car, now you're going to pry off that clear plastic. So this part I'm just going to take it, and again you can work with a neighbor or you can do this by yourself once you get really used to it. And you just keep holding that down. It's almost like you're turning a page of a book. You go that way, go far left, and hold this as tight as you can. And it just takes a little bit of patience, but the result is totally worth it. And US Cutter has been amazing. I had a different type of cutter beforehand, and it took forever to get anything to come through. For me to print, I do paint parties, and I teach people through an online mentorship how to throw paint parties. And what was happening was it was taking me all day to do vinyl cuttings for my parties. Well, once I got connected with US Cutter, I now can take it and I can print out 50 at a time if I want. So I just hit cut now, they all cut out, and then I can get them ready for the party. So I'm just going to keep repeating this process until I get them all the way down. I'm actually going to paint this first, and then I'm going to repeat it, and I'll show you how to paint it. Alright, so you want to pick some colors. Pixie's still cutting hers out and getting them kind of ready.
I'm kind of slow.
So I picked some colors that I wanted to use, and I'm actually going to be using a sponge brush. Now this sponge brush, very cheap, you can get them at Walmart. And I'm going to dab it, and I'm going to use white so it has a good contrast against the wood. Now the key to making this where it doesn't go everywhere is dabbing up and down. So when I get to my letter, I'm just dabbing up and down. I'm not going side to side. If I go side to side, I'm going to lift my paint and it's going to be everywhere. I'm going to lift my vinyl sticker and it'll be everywhere. So I'm just up and down. And if any of y'all are interested in doing an art mentorship program where I do teach you how to throw paint parties, just message me and send me an email or check out my website, texasartandsoul.com. I have over 50 people that I mentor all over the world and teach them how to throw their own paint parties. And the coolest thing I've found is since using a vinyl cutter, you technically don't have to be an artist to be successful at this. People love doing all kinds of fun things. And the cool thing about my mentorship program is it teaches you that step by step. And if you're not ready to be in a mentorship program, I do have an ebook called How to Create Art Using a Vinyl Cutter, and this will walk you as well step by step, and it kind of gets you started. So once I have it on there, I'm just going to pull this. I'm going to pull up, and once I pull up, I'm going to of course have some little pieces that are, oh, that's a piece of wood trying to come with it. I'm just going to pull up all my vinyl. And then now I have little pieces in here that I want to use a dental tool. So, Pixie, do you know where our dental tools are? Oh, here's one. Never mind. Dental tools. You can buy these at US Cutter or Harbor Freight. I just get it with the Texas Art and Soul starter pack with US Cutter. And then I can pull out these little pieces. And it's kind of weird to use dental tools for artwork, but hey, it works. All right, does that say always?
Yes.
Okay, so we have the first one. So I'm going to repeat the process and show y'all throughout. So what we did was we used our stencils like I was showing you before, and I went ahead and added all of the lettering as well as the mermaid and the starfish. And what was pretty cool is the mermaid, I just went in with different blues using my sponge brush. So I might do a turquoise blue and then add a lighter blue. And then again, you do not have to be an artist to do any of this. This is all something you can do just by using the US Cutter, posting them on here, using a sponge brush, and then again, pulling them off. And Pixie has hers to show. She's the big reveal.
The big reveal! Ta-da! I even added glitter to the horn.
So, okay, so here's Pixie. She went with kind of a darker color. And then what does yours say?
Mine says, well, it's basically hers except with a unicorn instead of a mermaid.
So, always be yourself unless you can be a
unicorn,
mermaid,
then always be a unicorn.
Mermaid.
Unicorn.
Kind of combine them.
A horn to the unicorn would make it a unicorn mermaid.
A unicorn mermaid.
Ta-da!
So these are really simple to do, and the first step, if you're not sure how to do something like this, again, I have a how to create art using a vinyl cutter, and you can click below to or the side or up. I'm not sure where it's going to be at on this page. But you can click there to purchase that, and then it'll tell you all the steps. And as well, it'll also tell you some tricks and tips on how to turn these into art parties. Now, that is how I make all of my money. I was a teacher full-time for several years, and then 4 years ago, went down to part-time. And just this past May, I resigned totally to do my art parties full-time. So if you're one of those people that you're trying to make some extra income, or you're not really sure, but you know you need some extra income and you love doing this kind of stuff, this is a perfect thing. So order that book, How to Create Art Using a Vinyl Cutter. And then also, if you want to be a part of my mentorship program, where I teach over 50 people all over the world how to throw art parties, and it's $30 a month for 12 months. And I show you all my tips and tricks through a virtual boot camp in addition to community support. So I hope that this helped you, and I hope you liked it. And I think that's it.
Yeah.
All right. Y'all have a great day. Till next time.
Bye.
Bye.